What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is Pissah. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith LaCava. What's going on, Edgar Allan, bro?
Edgar Allan, bro, you damn poet. What's up, bro, Chris?
Oh, Coco Crisp, I like
Throwback
that.
right there, baby.
I like that. We got episode 24 tonight. Going back to last week, the stat challenge, your dad coming through. Great guess again. He's had a couple real close ones, and he actually won that hoodie last week.
Dude, I was going to say, what's up with all the people in our personal lives winning these? Like your buddy last week, your
my sister and
now
your dad.
my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on,
It's
bro?
good. Congrats to him. That's
Congrats
cool.
to all the winners so far.
Absolutely, yeah. This week, we're going to do another stat challenge. So I got this at the game against Jacksonville way back. You can see we have a couple of them.
Blake Bortles was the quarterback.
Yeah, so they hand these out kind of like terrible towels at the playoff games and stuff. So kind of a cool souvenir. We're going to be giving this away to whoever's closest this week.
Honestly, man, you got a man cave. Use that.
Oh, I have multiple. I make sure I grab a bunch of these things. So,
Absolutely.
That's going to be the giveaway. This came right from the game from 2018. So this week we're going to ask for total return yards. That's punt returns and kick return yards for the Patriots. So whatever you think their total return yards are going to be this week, you got a towel.
See what happens. A nice towel right there. Like I said, add it to the man cave.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's why don't we jump right into the Wicked Pissah news? We got a lot to talk about this week.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to start with NHL news. Sidney Crosby this week. I don't know if you saw that 600 goal club. Only the 21st player to ever do that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy. He had also hit 1,600 points this year, so he was only the 10th player to ever do that. So just wanted to mention him.
Added to that legacy, man. He's been in the league a while.
He's a surefire Hall of Famer for sure.
Absolutely.
Only 10 people got 1,600 points, only 21 with 600 goals. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Also a few championships to his name, too.
Oh, yeah, he's been an animal. So jumping from that to the Bruins.
Yeah, man, what an eventful last week.
It's been crazy. We always talk about the Bruins updates, but they just fired Jim Montgomery. He
gone.
Yeah, a year and a half removed from the best season in history.
65 wins.
So again, I don't know what's going on. The last 3 coaches have all been pretty darn good coaches. Okay,
Right.
Claude Julien, Bruce Cassidy, and now Jim Montgomery. They got rid of Bruce Cassidy. The next year with Vegas, he wins
the Stanley Cup.
Okay?
Yeah.
And right now, Vegas is in first place in their division. So Jim Montgomery, I know we're off to a slow start this year.
Right.
A lot of talk about there's butting heads with Don Sweeney. A lot of talk about players butting heads with him. I don't know what's going on. I mean, another funny story about that is within 5 days of him getting fired, he got another job.
Right.
So the assistant coach of the St. Louis Blues, where he just got hired, is Claude Julien. So I'm sure they got a lot to talk about on the
Yes,
bench about
they do.
like Don Sweeney and in the front office here.
I honestly didn't realize that.
Yeah,
dude.
so it's kind of crazy. But if you look at all 3 of them, Bruce Cassidy got hired within 6 days, had it with Vegas. And then same thing with Claude Julien. He had another job within like 8 days. So
Right.
I don't understand it. I mean, like I said, he had the best record in history,
He
most points
won
in history.
the Jack Adams Award that year, too.
That is for me, Coach of the Year. So very strange. But we're 10-9-3, I think, is what our record is.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, since the last show, Frankie, the Bruins were 2-0 since our last show.
yeah, they won a couple. They have another game tonight, but
Yeah.
10-9-3. I mean, again, not great. I think they're 4th in the division, but again, the firing is just kind of crazy. And
Yeah,
now they
man.
got 2 of them on the same team. I mean, if they can get Bruce Cassidy over there to the St. Louis Bruins, have the Bruins Musketeers, 3 Musketeers of the Bruins, the
man.
Bruins Avengers. I don't know.
The St. Louis Bruins will be calling them.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, what do you got for me for the Celtics?
So let's move over to the Celtics. And right now, Frankie, they're 15-3 on the season. They're not the Cavs or anything, but we will say, man, before the show last week, we were getting ready for that game against the undefeated Cavs.
Yeah, they
and
ain't
what did we
undefeated
do?
no more.
This past Tuesday, the C's gave the Cavs their first loss of the season in a 120-117 win in Boston. Jason Tatum finished with 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. Nearly a triple-double,
Give him
brother.
an applause for that.
You know what I mean? We got to throw in Al Horford, too, man. The old veteran, the reliable veteran, 20 points and 7 rebounds. Dude, the C's had 6 players with double-digit points in that game against a good Cavs team.
They played good. They played real good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they played real good. And then we got to bring up Donovan Mitchell on the other side. He led the way for the Cavs with 35 points and 8 rebounds. So he was doing all he could to try to get them to win, but didn't work out. But then this past Friday, the Seas beat the Wizards 108-96, followed by a 107-105 close win against the Wolves Sunday in Boston.
Yep.
Then last night, man, Stahts' first game, he was back on the court.
Porzingis is back.
Yes,
he played
sir.
good. He played it actually really good.
I loved it when he hit that first three, which was the first points of the game. The whole garden went crazy,
he looked good.
bro.
He had a couple of oops. I mean, he looked
16
good.
points, brother.
He
First
looked
game
good.
back.
He
So,
looked
like
good.
I said, we beat the Clippers last night, 126-94. We smoked them. And actually, they tied an NBA record in the second quarter by scoring 12 of 17 three-pointers, bro.
Crazy. I mean, and just we only had 3 losses, and he's been out the entire time.
Right.
I mean, now he's back. I mean,
Dude.
come on. The sky's the limit.
Sky is
they
the
should
limit
be
for this team.
repeating, knock on wood, as long as nobody else gets hurt or nothing.
Let's just hope they stay healthy. Let's keep it going, C's. But this next game is on Black Friday against the Bulls in Chicago. You're going to see Modest Buzelis, maybe.
Modest Buzelis, yeah.
Shout out.
And then we got another news that we kind of did a promo on, the Jake Paul fight. I'm sure you guys loved that.
Oh, my God, dude.
That was terrible. I'm sorry. That was just, that's what it's got to be, you know?
So actually, Frankie, I got a clip from that fight. You know, Netflix
Show
with
me
all
the
the
clip.
buffering and everything. Looking like the Mike Tyson punch out,
That's what it
bro.
was.
Like, what? Come on, man.
I'm hearing different things about lawsuits and people
here we go.
Netflix, and then they're trying to get Jake Paul and Tyson, because, I mean, Tyson bit his gloves more than he threw punches. I don't know if you
Bro.
noticed that. He was
Yeah.
biting his glove every
Yep.
2 seconds. He wasn't throwing punches. It was just so weird, honestly. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen.
Yeah, easily one of the worst fights. Actually, the second worst fight I ever seen was at your brother James's house, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. That was probably the second worst fight
They were
I've
just
ever
hugging,
seen. Right,
hugging
the
the whole time.
time.
Moving on, we got baseball news this week.
I know, man.
What do you got
we had
for
some
me?
MVPs named. So let's start with one of our former pitchers, bro. Dude, I hate this with Boston sports sometimes. We see one of these players that, was good before we got him. We get him. They're kind of mediocre, and then they go back to being nasty. So Atlanta Braves pitcher Chris Sale wins NL Cy Young Award, bro. After getting traded from the Red Sox, obviously, he, kind of subpar. He did win a championship with us, but at the same time, and the numbers weren't the greatest. And he was chalking this season up to be his last, probably an uneventful last. Nah, the guy won the NL Cy Young.
He tore it up.
Yes,
he was
did,
unstoppable,
bro.
man. He looked great, actually. He looked real
Got to
good.
give props to Chris Sale on that one.
And we're talking about MVPs too. You said MVP. So Shohei Ohtani, as we all knew,
Dude, that was a given, bro.
2 in a row now. 3 of the last 4 he's won.
Yep.
Okay. And he is the only player to ever be named unanimous MVP, meaning that he got every first place vote from all the voters more than once. He's got it now 3 times. Okay, so every player that's ever played, there's only been one. Only players have only got unanimously MVP named once. He's now up to 3 times unanimous.
That's crazy.
So I thought that was crazy.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, and then Aaron Judge, of course, we talked about how good he played this year. He ended up winning the AL MVP. So
Two guys that were in the World Series.
Yeah, we kind of knew who they were going to be. I mean, they're both in the top 3 in home runs, RBIs, batting average. So I mean, in their respective leagues. So I thought that was cool. Moving on to some NFL, we're talking another Aaron in New York, Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, what is going on,
the
bro?
saga continues.
Dude,
I don't know what's going on with it.
It's down. Now it's just going straight down,
It's crazy.
bro.
I mean, Joe Douglas this week just got fired as the GM for the Jets. So I thought that was, people are attributing that to Rodgers' bad play too. But I mean, he as a GM was 30-64.
Dude.
He wasn't a good GM. Let's be real. He's made some weird moves, but I did think he brought some talent in this year, and then definitely underperformed.
Well, dude, it's like they did bring in some talent that definitely underperformed, but look at what they brought in before even Devontae Adams. They brought in Mike Williams, thinking they were going to add him in the receiving corps, Garrett Wilson, the running backs, Breece Hall, and all that. And they barely used Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Right now, they're barely using Devontae Adams.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like the Lions definitely has
atrocious.
but it attributes down to the coaching too. I mean, if you don't know what you have and how to use it.
Right.
But then again, is it Rodgers? A lot of people are talking about, is it Rodgers? He's the problem? I don't know.
Well, from what I heard, the Jets are actually planning on not having him with the team next year. I actually heard rumors they might cut him mid-season. Well, actually, now it is mid-season.
Yeah,
so,
there's been a lot of different talks, but I mean...
Right, we'll see what happens with it. But at the same time, man, everybody, the Jets were on the high of highs. They were on Hard Knocks, bro. Like, they were supposed to be going to the Super Bowl.
I thought they'd be way better, honestly. I had them winning the division.
Joe Namath was going to let Aaron Rodgers win number 12.
Yeah, he's not even going to be with the team next year, probably.
Nah. Exactly, bro.
What other NFL stuff you got for him?
So from one quarterback that plays in MetLife to one that used to, and the Giants, we were talking about them last week. They benched Daniel Jones, getting ready to start Tommy DeVito. Not Goodfellas, Tommy DeVito. But no, now the Giants released Daniel Jones, as I'm sure you guys all saw. You know, it's been going on all week, that saga. But before they released him in practice that week, Frankie, he was 4th-string emergency quarterback behind Tim Boyle.
I saw that.
And he was playing scout team safety.
He's out there.
That's $160 million scout team safety. What are they doing?
I don't know. That's just weird. That's just like a slap in his face either way. You know what I mean? And then Tommy DeVito went out there and did nothing.
I mean, no turnovers, but they lost 30-7 to the Bucs.
They got killed.
Dude, but you know what's funny?
Sorry, Craig. I know you picked them as your upset of the week.
Yeah, Tommy Cutlets. Hey, it didn't work out, Craig, but it's all good, brother. But the Giants actually won't be totally free from his contract until 2026, dude.
Again, I see the clip all the time of the owner and the GM talking about Saquon Barkley.
Right.
And like, oh, you know, we'll see what he can do in free agency. Maybe he'll call us back. And like, I don't even know how the GM had a job after that because that was just a silly maneuver on his part.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Saquon could get MVP this year the way he's playing.
Dude, it's unreal.
It's crazy.
But, dude, so real quick before we go to the next subject, rookie wide receiver Malik Neighbors, he's only played 9 total games with the Giants. Did you see what he said? Actually, let's play that clip real quick.
Honestly, I don't know what it is. I know I'm tired of losing. Go out there first, second quarter, don't get the ball, start getting targets at the end. I mean, can't do nothing. Start getting the ball when it's 30-0. What you want me to do?
Why in the first half are they not looking at you?
I don't know. Talk to Davis about that.
He's already sick of losing, and he's calling out the head coach.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. He's 30-0. He's not getting any targets. What can he do until the end of the game when he's getting those targets?
I don't understand it either, you know.
Just stupid,
You got to get your playmakers the ball.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right. So let's move over to some injuries, and there was an unfortunate one for a guy who's been in the league for a while. So Eagles defensive end Brandon Graham is now out for the season with a torn triceps, and unfortunately, that might be actually his last career game. He was saying if that's how he had to go out, it is what it is. It's football. But Graham, who's 36, potentially, man, you know, like I said, his last game, he's been in the league since 2010, and he's been playing consistent. Even in that game he got hurt, he had a sack and a few tackles and a pass defense.
Yeah, he played good.
Yeah, man, so that's unfortunate. We'll hope he can, you know, see him next year. And then lastly, quarterback for the Raiders, Gardner Minshew is out for the season. You know, the guy they just signed in the offseason to a 2-year, $15 million deal. He beat out Aiden O'Connell in the quarterback competition.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he had a collarbone injury, broken collarbone, out for the year. The Raiders are currently 2-9. You know, like I said, you know, he was benched actually a few weeks ago for Aiden O'Connell, but then Aiden O'Connell got hurt, so they put him back in. So it's a quarterback carousel over there, man. I mean, who knows how they're going to be. But I actually saw an interesting stat. The Raiders have been outscored a combined 214 and 118 since week 6.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, I mean, that's really all I got, Frankie. So we'll get the focus off of the other NFL teams, and let's get right into Foxboro Focus. Here we go. So let's start off with some Patriots news before we get into this previous game. So Patriots safety Jabril Peppers was removed from the NFL's commissioner exempt list. We all remember that, Frank. Remember strangling people out there
strangling folks.
Cocaine and whatnot. So he is now eligible to practice with the team and get back to playing. And let's be real, man. Our run defense, we need him, man. He was one of the best run-stopping safeties in the league, man. I mean, he was helping us out a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think he's a great player.
So he missed the last 7 games, and I'm not going to lie, man. It seemed like the girl that was making these accusations, I actually looked into this. I guess they had an on and off relationship for the last few years. Something could have happened, bro, where she was feeling salty. But that's still not cool. You could have tarnished this man's whole career.
It's crazy, yeah.
Come on.
That's crazy.
I mean, you're saying he's strangling? I mean, me and you were like really about to be like, yo, get him off the team. Like,
yeah, everybody was.
Even Kraft, he said if those accusations are real, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't blame him.
He's suspended from the NFL, I'm sure.
Choking people.
It's crazy.
So let's get into this Week 12 recap. The Patriots unfortunately lost to the Dolphins 34-15, bringing their record to 3-9. And like I do every week now, let's get into the highlights. Week 12, Patriots at Dolphins. And we're going to start off in the second quarter because it was a slow start. But Tua's going to find former Patriot tight end Jonnu Smith for the touchdown. Man, he's been looking like a beast the last few weeks. Glad I started him in fantasy too, of course. Dolphins up 24-0 towards the end of the third quarter, and Tua's going to find wide receiver Jalen Waddle turning the speed on and getting in the end zone. Man, Waddle had his best game of the season, and of course it came against the Patriots. So the Patriots offense, they didn't have much highlights at all in this game, but 4th and 15, start of the fourth quarter, Drake May's rolling out, and he's going to be looking downfield for tight end Austin Hooper getting in the end zone. Good start, by the way, Justin, on your fantasy team. I mean, we didn't expect it, but he did something there. Dolphins up 31-7, backups in. Skylar Thompson hands it to rookie running back Jalen Wright. He drops it, and Christian Gonzalez picks it up. He's looking like a running back. He's breaking tackles. He's going to be taking it all the way for a touchdown. Like I said, the offense didn't have a lot of highlights, and the defense, they made one this. But the Patriots lose, and they drop to 3-9 on the season. Got to get better. It looked like 2 Patriots highlights within that highlight tape, Frank. But let's get into the offensive stats real quick. Drake May, 22 for 37, 222 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. I'm not even going to bring up any of their rushing stats because they were just abysmal. But Pop Douglas, 5 catches for 62 yards. Austin Hooper, man, who just started on a spot start in my league, bro. 4 receptions, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Then Hunter Henry got utilized as the other tight end, too, with 5 catches for 44. And on their defense, there wasn't a lot of stats, but I'm going to still bring up what they did. Marcus Jones for 2 straight weeks, leading the team with 8 total tackles, 3 passes defense. Christian Barmore, who's actually back on the field.
He's back.
He's back, bro.
Thankfully.
2 tackles and a sack.
Yeah, he looks good.
And then my boy Christian Gonzalez, man, he only had 3 total tackles, but my guy had a 63-yard fumble return touchdown, which we saw in the highlights.
Yeah, that was half the points for the team.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. So real quick, Dolphin stats, because they lit us up, but we got to bring them up. Tua Tagovailoa, 29 for 40, 317 yards and 4 touchdowns. Not even going to bring up their rushing stats either, because actually we held Miami in check with the rushing.
Yeah, we did.
But Jalen Waddle had the best game of the season so far. So 8 receptions, 144 yards and a touchdown. Then Jonnu Smith, who I started in fantasy, 9 catches, 87 yards and a touchdown.
Animal.
Oh, dude, he's been
He
killing
had
it,
4
bro.
touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Hey, another guy, man, we had that we didn't utilize, right? He goes to a new team, starts balling,
that's
bro.
exactly what
man.
you were talking about earlier. It's crazy.
And then I will bring up Devon A-Chain. He actually had 2 receiving touchdowns, so I figured I'd bring that up. Only 3 catches for 24 yards.
Yeah. Yep.
So some real quick notes from that game, Frankie. The Patriots had 268 total yards, but they allowed 373 total versus the Dolphins. Only, like I said, 65 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
That's not bad.
The Pats were 3 for 14 on 3rd down. 3 for 14. And they had 10 penalties for 75 yards.
That's crazy.
But actually, something funny about those numbers, which I'll get into later at the end of Foxboro Focus.
Yeah, it was just one of those games where it was just, I don't know, at first it seemed like they had their identity, and then they went away from it real quick. Like, going back to Ramondre Stevenson, the 2 games before that, he had 20 carries. He only had 8 carries in this game.
Because they abandoned the run.
They abandoned the run so early. I know they got down quick.
Right. It was
but
like
you cannot
21-0.
abandon the run. I mean, you're down 14. The guy had 8 carries.
8 carries.
That's it. 8.
Because Dolphins were expecting the pass every time, bro.
Once you get one-dimensional, you're never going to win, I feel like. So,
Well, like I said, man, Drake May threw the ball 37 times, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, it was just an ugly game, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what do we got for this week?
Well, upcoming, we got the Colts, and they're coming to town, bro. So why don't we talk about what they did last week? So the Colts lost to the Lions 24-6. Seems like the Lions are just beating everybody by crazy numbers, bro.
Lions are unreal.
Bringing the Colts record currently to 5-7. Anthony Richardson, 11 for 28 and only 172 yards. But my guy led the Colts in rushing with 61 yards. Jonathan Taylor did nothing, 11 carries, 35 yards. Michael Pittman, hey, didn't you say to start him last week?
Yeah.
6 receptions, 96 yards. But you know what was funny? There were 5 total receptions to other pass catchers throughout the whole team, bro. Only 4 players total caught passes for the Colts in that game. 4. So Colts notes from week 12. The Colts had 268 total yards versus the Lions. They allowed 390 against the Lions. I mean, the Lions are averaging almost 400 yards a game.
Yeah,
We expect
that's
that.
probably under what their average is.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But you want to hear something funny? Remember I was talking about the 10 penalties for 75 yards for the Patriots? The Colts also had 10 penalties for 75
Wow,
yards.
that's weird.
Isn't that weird, bro?
That's crazy. Same exact stat.
So, Frankie, like we do every week, the Week 13 predictions versus the Colts. And I'm not going to lie here, Frankie. I'm taking the Pats to win this one. In Gillette, against the 28th really average-ranked defense against the Colts.
I mean, in the preseason, when we talked about this, I had this as one of those games where I was like, I think they're going to win.
Yeah, you did.
But the way they just are getting destroyed every week, they were down 31-0.
I know, dude.
Before we finally scored. I mean, the Dolphins, yeah, they're okay. Their defense don't scare me like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, let's face it, though. That touchdown to Austin Hooper, that was a heave on 4th and 15.
I
dude,
know.
like we saw
And
in
then the only
highlights,
other points we got were like a defensive random
Fumble
play.
return.
And that was when they took Tua out thinking the game was over. Then Tua came back in.
Skylar
Thompson's in there. Like, I
fumbles
mean,
it to
what's he even?
Jalen, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't even have a job. Like, let's be real.
So you're taking the Colts in this one?
I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah,
I have to. I want the first pick.
I hear you,
It is
brother.
what it is.
But
At this
the way-
point, I don't want no one getting hurt. I don't want, I just want to lose every game, get us the number 1 pick, either get us Travis Hunter or trade back and get a bunch of picks and fill this roster with talent.
I like the way you think, but honestly, I am going to still take the Patriots here. Like I said, the Colts average on defense at 28th ranked.
Yeah,
but
they're not a good defense.
No,
They're not.
you know what I'm saying? And honestly, they're one of the worst run defenses in the league. So hopefully Ramondre can kind of get boosted going,
He needs to have at least 20 carries for us to have a chance to
You know
win, in
what
my
I'm saying?
opinion. Give him the ball 25 times.
Patriots can
It's going to
pull
be
it
like
out,
a 3-point game one way or the other. Let's put it that way.
3-0.
It's either, yeah, right. There you go.
So that's all we got for Foxboro Focus this week. Let's get right into Wicked Smart Fantasy Stahts. But real quick, Frankie, before we get into our teams from this past week, you and I, we both have this quarterback wide receiver duo. Unfortunately, like, we'll get into it, but I know you didn't really get the win for that. But in my league, this particular play saved me this week. Let's check it out.
Tackle them inbounds. They're made to play in these styles. Now they can just unleash at the quarterback.
Half a minute, no timeouts. Daniels throws down the sideline for Terry McLaurin. McLaurin is loose. Lightning strikes twice in Washington.
Bro,
that was sick.
Unreal. I'm not going to lie, man. Terry McLaurin looked like Tyreek Hill on that play. He just turned on
They started off so slow, too.
Terry McLaurin had 16 receiving yards before that 86-yard touchdown, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
God, and mind you, I got Justin Jefferson. He wasn't doing nothing.
Oh, no, Jefferson had a bad game, too, yeah.
So,
he had 4.5 points.
Dude, let's get into the teams, man. So, in my league, I won 161.60 to 140.72, bringing my record to 7-5. I'm now in third place, so let's keep it rolling, brother. I know you're still in first, Frankie.
Damn right, baby. Come on now.
So I'm gonna bring up the studs, and like I was just talking about, I got to bring up Jaden Daniels. Started off slow, but he finished the game with 38.4 points, 2 pass touchdowns, and then Terry McLaurin, man, 23.2, 5 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, before that 86-yard touchdown, my guy had 16 receiving yards. Jonnu Smith, I started 23.7 points, 9 catches, 87 yards, a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 14 points, 140 yards, first game without a touchdown. Actually, he did have one, but it got called back.
I saw
in the
that.
first
I did
quarter.
see that. Yeah.
And then Ladd McConkey, 14.3 points, 83 yards. And I'm going to bring up my duds and some guys that I didn't expect to be duds. Justin Jefferson, 4.7 points, 2 catches for 27 yards. He actually had a 40-yard touchdown at the end of the game that got called back because of a pick block. Really pissed me off. Ramondre Stevenson, 3.3 points, 13 rush yards, 8 carries. And then the Commanders defense, I started them as, defense by committee. 4 points, man. They lost to the Cowboys. Frankie, how'd you do in my league?
I won in your league again. I beat Adam, so he beat me last week in mine, so I had to beat him in yours. But
the dude who's 11-1 beat you in your league?
Yeah, he doesn't lose in my league.
Right.
I'm still in first place. I'm 9-3 in your league. I've been in first since week 1.
Yes,
so
you have. You haven't moved.
I haven't moved. I like that.
Move, bro.
I'm gonna start with my duds. I had Cedric Tillman. He only had 2.8 points, again, in the snow. And I started Njoku, who's been pretty good this year, 3.9. So I'm going into it. I'm already texting him, congratulations, you won this week.
Right.
And then I have Deebo Samuel, who didn't have Purdy this week, so he only had 3.1. So those 3 guys got me 10 points. So I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to win. Sure enough, I came back, though. Hurts got 17, which is kind of an off game for him. Pollard had 22. Bucky Irvin had 27.
Yeah, he went
Hubbard
off.
again, 15. The kid goes, I had a spot start somebody this week. I started Amir Abdullah. I knew the other guys were out. They were going to be playing from behind. Sure enough, he had 17 points.
Wow.
He had 17 points. Yeah, he had 37 receiving yards, five catches, and a touchdown. And he had another 30 yards rushing.
That was a good start for you, bro.
Yeah, my kicker, Will Lutz, went crazy. Got 22 points in that game.
So let's move over to your league. And Frankie, man, here we go again, bro. So I lost in your league 134.06 to 129.12. My record's 2-10. I'm in last place. It is what it is. So I'm gonna bring up my studs, man. Bo Nix, he had 19.42, 2 pass touchdowns. Tony Pollard back in the stud side, man. 22.9 points, 119 rush yards, and a touchdown. Michael Pittman, like I was talking about, Foxboro focus, 15.6. He had 96 receiving yards. I had a spot start, Devon Vele from the Broncos.
He played good.
Got me 14 points,
He
man.
played good, actually.
Six catches for 80
I saw
yards.
that.
Ladd McConkey, like I said, 14.3, man. But yeah, it was very unfortunate. And then look at my duds here, and I had quite a few of them, unfortunately. Christian Watson, who went off last week, literally 0.4. He had a rush for 4 yards and 4 targets. None of them were caught. MHJ, man, I'm starting to get really pissed off with this guy.
You drafted that guy too early.
7.7 points, 3 catches, 47 yards. But mind you, though, he did have a touchdown that got called back. Brock Bowers, man, first time I had to put him on the duds list. He had 7.8, only 38 receiving yards. But you can't really blame him, man. His quarterback got hurt. Deontay Johnson, 0 points, like I was just talking about. Yeah, the Ravens trade for him and don't use him.
I don't understand. This is the 3rd game, and he hasn't done nothing.
Yeah, I think he has 1 catch for them total.
I can't even believe. I thought he'd be great with them.
And then the Steelers defense, I started Thursday night. They lost to the Browns. They only got me 7.5.
Yeah, that was a gross.
Yep, it is what it is. I'm 2-10. I mean, there's 2 people ahead of me that are 3-9, so maybe I can win this week.
You have 300 more points than Joe that just beat you. Like
Hey,
literally
bro,
almost 300 more
you
points.
that, dude? Oh my god.
Like 270 anyway, so it's a lot.
Rashad Bateman, get out.
I put
of
up
here.
160 points and lost by 90 this week. Okay, so I didn't want to hear it. And I had Jaden Daniels 32 points, Kupp had 20, McLaurin 24. Then I had Aaron Jones had 22. He finally had a game. Denver's D 14. Some of my duds, I had Cedric Tillman again. Needed somebody to start. He only got me 2. Jennings had 9. He didn't do that good. You know who I'm ready to drop is Javonte Williams. If I don't start him, he gets 20 points. If I do start him, he gets 2. And this week, he got 2.4 again. 8 rushes, -2 yards. The catches, he had a couple catches. So it's like he's just such a bum.
Yeah, man, up and down. Not consistent at all.
Yeah, I wish I could get rid of him.
So let's get over to the Week 13 must-starts, the starts of the week. And Frankie, I'm going to start off with quarterback C.J. Stroud at the Jags.
Okay, I like that.
The Jags have the 31st ranked pass defense. Mind you, back in Week 11, the Jags allowed 412 pass yards and 4 touchdowns to the Lions. Like we always talk about how, they're high-powered, but again, they're letting up a lot of yards.
Yep.
And then also in Week 4, the Texans played the Jags. C.J. Stroud threw for 345 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, he's got Nico Collins back. He may not have Diggs, but I expect him to have a big game against that defense.
Yeah, Nico's going to go crazy.
Absolutely. Number 2, start running back Tony Pollard at the Commanders.
I like that.
Commanders have the 30th ranked rush defense. They also have the 27th ranked red zone defense. So, they get in that red zone, get Pollard.
Pollard's been great all year. He had 2 bad games a couple weeks ago, but 22 points this week.
Oh,
and
dude.
He's been putting up good points all year.
Absolutely. And mind you, Tajay Spears been banged up all year. He's only played in 5 games.
Yeah,
So Pollard should get a lot of the volume.
Pollard's been the guy.
You know what I'm
even
saying?
Before that, they paid him the money. He's getting the ball. Let's be real.
Off-season money right there in the free agency. So then number 3, start running back Ramondre Stevenson versus the Colts, like I was talking about.
That. They're gonna feed him.
I hope
they
so,
better
man.
Feed him.
Colts are bottom ranked in nearly all defensive categories, 28th in rush defense, like we were talking about. Now, the game script should work better in Ramondre's favor, this week, considering we won't be down, hopefully 31-0. But mind you, Stevenson has bounced back from rough games 3 times this year, and he has 3 games over 20 fantasy points.
I like that.
Number 4, start wide receiver Xavier Legette versus the Bucs. Now, the Bucs have the 30th ranked pass defense. Legette has seen over 5 targets 3 of the last 4 games, so he's getting the looks. Obviously, Deontay Johnson ain't there no more, and he's been making plays, dude.
Yeah, Legette's pretty good. One of them guys are going to go off on that team.
Right.
Whether it's him, Coker, and Adam Thielen just came back. He played pretty good this week.
Well, the tight end, the rookie tight end, Jatavian Sanders, guy got hurt. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. But Legette has 4 touchdowns on the year. But mind you, the Bucs have also the 27th ranked scoring defense. So I could see maybe Legette getting in the end zone in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then number 5, Frankie, start tight end Pat Freiermuth at the Bengals.
Nice.
The Bengals have the 23rd ranked pass defense, but not only that. They also have the 31st ranked red zone defense, and they are 2nd worst in allowing touchdowns to tight ends, 5th worst in yards to tight ends.
That's good, yeah. No,
I could see Freiermuth maybe making a trip, maybe 2 to the end zone this week.
Yeah, absolutely could.
So what you got, Frankie, for the FanDuel?
So I got FanDuel this week, and I already sent you the picture, but we're going to look at my phone. But we got the Thanksgiving Day special. So
Thanksgiving
this
edition.
is all Thanksgiving Day stuff.
I like it.
We're going to start with Jordan Love. They just had a big win over the 49ers. So Jordan Love this week versus Miami, I feel like that could be a shootout. I know Miami's D played good, against Drake May and stuff, but at the end of the day, I feel like that's going to be a good one. I'm going to stack him with Christian Watson this week. He's only 6,000. Jordan Love 7,500. So that's my stack this week. I usually do a stack, as you guys see every week.
Yep.
Jamison Williams, Detroit and Chicago. He's only 5,700.
I like that.
Chicago plays a ton of zone defense, and
he's big playability all day.
So but he kills zone defenses. If you look at his stats versus zone versus the man coverage, he does much better against zone. So that's something I expect Jamison Williams to do real well.
All 3 of his 50-plus yard catches are all against zone defenses too.
I'm saying, so he kills zone defenses. So he's only 5,700. I think that's real good. I took Cole Kmet as my tight end. Same game. He's only 5,200.
I like that.
They're going to be playing from behind, and he just had 10 targets this past week.
Caleb's been looking for him a lot as a
10
security
targets,
blanket,
yeah.
dude.
So I thought that was good. And then finally, we got Dallas Cowboys defense I took because, again, they're at home. They just played pretty good against the Commanders.
Right.
And it's the Giants. Yeah. DeVito and the Giants are coming to Dallas. So they don't even have an identity. I feel like that's... For 4,100, I thought that was a pretty good deal. So
yeah, I like that.
That's my team here. You can kind of see it.
Like you were talking with Jordan Love as the quarterback. I like that, especially going against Miami. Then you got Achane and Gibbs. Hey, man, I like that combo right there. You should have got Montgomery and Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles now.
I like Montgomery, but he just got banged up. He got pulled from the last game.
And then you got Waddle, Williams, man. The speedsters. Those 2 guys got flatline speed. Christian Watson, hoping he bounces back. Komet is a good tight end for Caleb Williams. Josh Jacobs, man, killing it for Green Bay. And Dallas's defense against Tommy DeVito, bro. I like it, Frankie.
Why don't we jump into the lava round?
Lava round, baby. Here we are. So let's get back to those NFL weekly picks from Week 12. And your boy, I finished with a 9-4 record, bringing my overall record to 118-61.
Nice.
Frankie, You had one better than me again because of that Packers
Let's
49ers
go.
game. 10-3 for you. Your total record's 121-58. You got me by 3. But let's bring up Craig's stats real quick. Craig, you were like me, man. You tied me at 9-4.
Yeah, Craig did good.
That Tommy Cutlets pick, man. I don't.
He said he wouldn't put money on it because he knew he went off the reservation a little bit there, but that's all right. I like the boldness.
Right, I like the confidence. So let's get into those NFL Week 13 picks, Frankie. You name them, we'll predict them. Let's get it.
Bears at Lions.
You know I'm taking the Lions there, brother. Come on, man. On Thanksgiving in Detroit, and they're looking as good as they are. Come
Lions
on,
are the best team
bro.
in the NFL right now.
That's what I'm saying. They can put up 600 yards in that game.
Easily. Giants at Cowboys.
You know what? I'm taking the Cowboys there.
You don't want to be like Craig and take the Giants this week?
Nah.
I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys too after they just beat the Commanders somehow.
He was looking like the Tommy DeVito in Goodfellas after he got whacked.
He did get whacked. Dolphins at Packers. That's a good game.
That is a really good game. I'm going to be taking the Packers.
You got to take the Packers.
I ain't going against the Packers again.
Nah, Packers, I mean, at home, and the defense is looking great. I mean, the Dolphins, though, their offense looking good, and their secondary's been playing really good.
They have been.
But I feel like the way LaFleur's going to call this game, you're going to see a lot of Josh Jacobs early and often. That's what I think. So
set the tone.
Yeah, absolutely. Raiders at Chiefs.
You know what's funny, Frankie? I'm going to be taking the Chiefs, but, dude, I wanted to take the Raiders so bad because I remember last year around holiday season, the Raiders actually beat, I believe it was Christmas Eve.
They beat them, yeah.
They beat the Chiefs, bro.
You said that in one of our shows this year, that the Raiders usually beats them once a year.
It's like the Broncos with them, too.
Yeah.
It's like Miami against us when we had Tom Brady. They always played us tough, even when they were bad, dude.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, I got to take the Chiefs here, especially after losing Gardner Minshew. I mean, Aiden O'Connell, I heard he might be playing, but at the same time, he's a little banged up. And Desmond Ritter is their backup, too. So, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
It's got to be the Chiefs. And Pat Mahomes just came out this week. They only beat the Panthers by 3 last week, right? But he comes out and says, I don't want any more of these like close games. I want some blowouts. So Texans at Jags. I'm sure we're both taking Texans.
Taking the Texans, absolutely.
Colts at Pats. That's our only difference right now. I'm taking Colts. You're taking the Pats.
Yes, sir.
Here's a really good game, in my opinion. Chargers at Falcons. This is a good one. This is a good game.
This is a real good one. And, with it being in Atlanta, I was leaning towards the Falcons, but the Chargers defense been looking so good. Mind you, too, they only lost by a touchdown last night against the Ravens. And I'm going to be honest, I'm taking the Chargers here.
Man, see, this is so hard for me, too. Falcons are coming off a bye.
They are coming off a bye.
The Chargers defense is one of the top, 2 or 3 in the league, in my opinion, just overall. I thought they had a chance to beat the Ravens last night, honestly.
They were up to start off.
They were winning, yeah. So I don't know. This one's really tough for me. I'm gonna take the Falcons though off a bye. I'm gonna take the Falcons because it's at home.
I like it.
Off a bye, I think they might get it together, but I don't know. We'll see.
I like it, Frankie.
Seahawks at Jets.
I'm taking the Seahawks here. We were just talking about
the
disarray with the Jets, man. Oh, dude, they're done.
Terrible. Titans at Commanders.
I'm going to be taking the Commanders here. Even though they lost to the Cowboys last week, it just kind of showed the resiliency that they have. I mean, especially that at the end of the game like that, a rookie quarterback making the plays he's been making, dude. Hail Mary already for the win on the season, dude. This guy's killing it, bro. I don't care that they lost. I'm taking the Commanders.
Titans played good this week. They just beat whoever they played.
They beat the Texans.
They beat the Texans.
And
Will Levis actually completion percentage was wicked high.
Right.
He played very good.
Right.
And their defense stepped up. So, I mean, I do like this game. Commanders have been playing weird lately. I don't know. But I have to go with the Commanders at home. But
absolutely.
I just don't like the way the Commanders have been playing. I can't believe they lost to Dallas and Cooper Rush like that. That's crazy.
I know.
Steelers at Bengals. That's another divisional great game, too, I think.
It is, man. But I think the Bengals are due for a win. And Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been lighting it up, and they're coming off a bye themselves. So I'm going to be taking the Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Steelers in the defense.
Wow, we got 3 differences. I like it. I like it.
I think I have to take the Steelers just because they've been the better team so far this year. I mean, the Bengals do play better at home, and they do play better at home.
Stats-wise, the Bengals have been better, but wins-wise, yeah.
Wins-wise, yeah, no.
Yeah, dude.
The defense, Steelers defense gets after the quarterback. So it's like the Bengals line is terrible.
Well, I will say one of the Bengals D linemen leads the league in sacks. Trey Hendrickson with 11.5.
He's an animal. I
just had to bring that up, Frank.
I like it. Cards at Vikings. I'm sure we're going Vikings. Yeah, all day.
I hope Justin Jefferson gets 185 yards. Jordan Addison gets 167. Give me a break.
Rams going to the Saints. That's a tough game too.
Yeah, it's in the dome, man. But I'm gonna be taking the Rams. Yeah,
I got to take the Rams too. They're playing good ball right now.
Saints have lost too many weapons. We still got Kamara and everything, but yeah, I'm gonna be taking the Rams.
I gotta go Rams too. They've been playing good. Bucks at Panthers. I'm sure it's probably both Bucks.
I'm gonna be taking the Bucks, but I don't know why. I have a weird feeling that the Panthers, after especially last week making it competitive against Kansas City, I think that that kind of lit a spark for them, man. I can see them.
They benched Bryce Young, and since he's come back, they've played well. Actually, they're putting up some points. Yeah, he's a lot better. I think that's good for his career.
Yeah, I think so too, man. So it was probably good that they benched him.
back too.
Right, they did. He actually had a decent game too. but I'm going to be taking the Bucks.
Yep. And this is the monster game of the week.
Bro, I have some
Eagles at Ravens.
So, dude, and there was no cross-off here. I just had to really look into this one. I had to dissect this one a little bit. So, real quick, Ravens, we always talk about, they have the number 2 rush defense, but they have the 32nd ranked pass defense. They have the 26th overall defense. The Eagles have the number 1 overall defense. They have the number 2 pass defense, and they have the number 7 rush defense. I'm taking Philly.
I got to take Philly, too, here. Even though it's in Baltimore, it's not far of a drive, but it's like at the end of the day, they're just the better team right now.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like Lamar is the best player on the planet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. This is going to be a crazy game, though.
Two guys that could be MVPs.
Yeah, that and then you got Derrick Henry's in the top 5 for MVP talk probably too. You got Saquon and Lamar, probably the top 2 right now. Right. So it's going to be such a fun game. This would be a sick game to go to.
I'm surprised that's not a Sunday night football game.
I'm saying
bro.
that would be a
like,
sick game to go to. The 49ers at the Bills.
Now, I didn't know Brock Purdy was going to be missing that game last week. That's why I took the 49ers. But I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm taking the Bills here regardless. Josh Allen looks like he's been playing out of his mind. He's coming off a bye. He's getting some weapons back. He's getting Keon Coleman and Kincaid back. I'm taking the Bills.
I had to go Bills, too. I mean, 49ers look terrible. I think Purdy will be back this week, but yeah I'm going Bills, too.
It's in Buffalo, too, man. It's going to start getting cold, like Craig was talking about, man. You got to watch the weather in Buffalo, too.
That's a fact. That's
yes, sir.
Fact. And then the last game of the week, Browns at Broncos.
I'm going to be taking the Broncos here. But Bo Nick's been playing great. And honestly, man, him and Cortland Sutton, man, they've been lighting it up together.
I traded Cortland early in the year. I was like, man, now he's been going crazy.
I know.
Bo Nix looks great. So, and the Broncos D's been solid all year. So I'm taking the Broncos.
The Broncos get their running game established. They're going to be filthy, dude.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I like it, Frankie.
That's it. So that's all we got for the Lava Round. Another great show. Any good movies or shows coming up this week?
You know what's funny, Frank? I honestly didn't hear much from movies or anything. But
oh, here we go. This kid never turns his ringer off. Nothing. Like, what are you doing,
I'm
man?
sorry, guys.
Come on. We're filming.
Hello?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
He said EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, I know why. I know what this is. I already know. There's a new docu-series coming out this week about the Madden football series. The video game is called It's in the Game.
Huh.
Yeah.
Frankie, you feel that, bro?
Yep, I do.
We got some controllers, Frankie.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get in the game. I mean, since we're talking Madden, they're going back to the timeline. Frankie, who's who in this one right now, dude? I don't know who's who.
That looks like Tommy DeVito right there.
I don't know, man.
Oh, I'm in.
Go to the next one.
Here. I'm back to back. Brett Favre. Here I go. Touchdown against you again.
Dude, come on. Give me a break, man. This was your years here, bro. I was still a kid around this time. Go to the next one.
Oh, Bledsoe. Drew.
PS2.
1993, baby.
Let's go, baby.
2002. Let's go.
That's you on the Patriots, but Frankie.
Oh, man. I'm killing you. You haven't stopped me yet.
Let's get up to my speed, though. Ready? Let's get to the next game right after this. That is a good throw by you, though. I'm not going to lie. But hold up. You're going to be kicking it off to who? The fastest guy in Madden history?
Oh, my goodness.
100 speed.
He's
Devin
gone.
Hester?
Hester's gone.
Bro, you know I'm taking that to the crib. Whoop, to the left. Give me the wall.
Stop it.
If Vinatieri ain't catching me.
Vinatieri's slower than me.
Come on, brother. That was a good one. That was a good map. But hey, the most recent Madden, bro. Look at the difference in graphics,
I love
bro.
that.
So you're the Falcons. I'm the Saints. Let's see how I do real quick. Frankie, I'm dropping back. I'm going deep.
I'd pick that off in real life.
Oh, that's Chris Olave.
He's concussed. He's out for the year. Get out of here.
Baby. That documentary actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. It's going to be real cool. They got some interviews, obviously, with Madden, like old interviews, obviously, and then they got some stuff with, a lot of the players, because a lot of players take pride in their Madden ratings and stuff like that. So it's going to be really cool. It's on Amazon Prime.
They get mad at that stuff, bro. They're like, they ask, what do you think your rating is? And a lot of the guys will always go like, 90-something, 80-something. Then they'll be like, no, 68.
Yeah, no, we talked about a couple guys that got the short end of the stick this year.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So, but yeah, that's all we got for our Thanksgiving edition of Boston's Banter. So whether you're feasting on turkey or touchdowns, we hope you have a wicked Pissah holiday, guys.
Look at the size of this turkey. Now there is a turkey. We got some legs on there. I mean, here's a leg, then we got 3 here, we got 3 here.